So we're here to talk about windsurfing and what is in this bag. Right, here we go. So the bag itself, a 30-litre itty wit orange bag, you can see, and this thing has lasted 4 years and it's taken some heavy beating. I'm very impressed with it. So let's have a look inside, and this is what I take for longer voyages. I won't have everything in here for pottering around Chichester Harbour, but for longer cruises this is exactly what I take. So here we go, and in the order as well. Right at the top we have 2 charged mobile phones in the Surf System waterproof pouch. So I've got a work phone in there, keep that quiet, and my private phone. So 2 good charged phones there. You can get the Surf System pouch from Decathlon, very handy. I have got my YB tracker. This thing is fantastic, and I'm not selling it, I'm not sponsored, same applies for everything in here, but it's done me very well. And you have a monthly subscription and you pay for each transmission, but it's all worth it. It's fantastic. So there we go, YB transmitter, and people can know where you are, family and friends. Right, what else have we got at the top? Yes, okay, standard VHF, channel 16 if you need to. There it is. Okay, now bottle of water. I carry water on the board, but this is handy just for when you're walking down, rigging, everything else is packed and tied on. You don't want to start depleting your water before you start. So that's the bottle of water. What else have we got? Now everything else, apart from, yes, this is important, EPIRB. Now I would normally have this just tucked into my chest, like so, for the worst case scenario of getting separated from the kit. Doesn't bear thinking about, but if you did get to that stage, this is where you'd have the YB, the EPIRB right here. This is connected to the Falmouth Coast Guard, and you have to register it online, and hopefully never have to need it or use it. So that's that one. So that's all the telecoms, if you like. Now moving on, I have got 3 hats. This rather fetching wetsuit hood. Right, there's 1 hat. What else we got? A woolly hat. I consider this safety critical for anything that should happen. Definitely a woolly hat. Now I'm going to do a separate video on safety and perhaps link it up here once I've worked out how to do that. So we'll do another one on safety, but 3 hats, the other hats being a cap, so very handy to stop the glare. 3 hats. Right, what else we got? We've got toiletries. Now, a ridiculous, well, I think it's a funny story, you probably think it's a ridiculous story. On one of my last crossings to the Isle of Wight, which was going to be an overnighter, I had an electric toothbrush in my toiletries. And of course, it was a nice day, I was going along, and I heard this awful noise, a motorised noise coming up behind me. I thought, goodness me, there's a ferry I haven't spotted, isn't there? Check the blind spot, look round the sail. No motor, something else bearing down on me. Water skiers perhaps, coming out of Osborne Bay. No, finally worked out it was the electric toothbrush going off. So these days I just carry a manual toothbrush to save false alarms. However, what I'm going to point out about the toiletries, you might think self-explanatory, but in here I put my keys so that they don't pierce the outer bag, and I also put the Phillips screwdriver in here again for the same reason, and my spare rope, like so. This is the Dyneema stuff you get from the Hailing Chandlery. Go and see Rory for that, it's great stuff. And also the glue for the slop flusher. So this says hard plastic, it's essentially super glue should that slop flusher come loose for the centreboard. Absolutely crucial. And on that note, I also carry, I've just today put it in this water bottle, but one of these little things you get from a coffee shop, coffee stirrers, and these are very useful for applying glue to the slop flusher. Again, I'll do a separate video on slop flushers, but where you can't get your finger underneath the plastic strip, you might want to use one of these wooden coffee stirrers. So I take that with me as well, usually not in the plastic bottle. So there you go. That is something of the toiletries. Plenty of sun cream. James will be pleased to see. What else? Okay, so I take a phone charger, always crucial in this day and age. Sunglasses, you'll probably be wearing them today, but I took them off for the vid. There you go. And sunglasses, of course, with the strap around the back, for obvious reasons. So we know about those. What else? What else? Okay, all my shore-based clothes, and these go at the bottom because they're the last thing I would need at sea. Just a t-shirt, lightweight tracksuit bottoms right there. I'd take my, this is my thermal ski kit actually. So thermal top, and this fantastic Life Venture pack towel. Dries in a second, really good. I took this up sailing in Scotland, it worked wonders. Definitely recommend that. Made by Life Ventures. And what else? What else? Here we go. This is a really, really useful thing, and I've used it in more than I expected. This is the worst case scenario, or one of the bad scenarios of being washed up somewhere. You can't get access to civilization. Perhaps you're on a beach that doesn't access or doesn't connect to the cliff top, but you know you'll be okay for the night. It's above the waterline, and this is a very lightweight bivvy bag. It weighs absolutely nothing. It's pretty much what you put your garden waste in, or your chuck your rubbish in, but it's fantastic, and you can just get in this and keep amazingly warm. So that's brilliant. It's also fantastic if you have to abort mission, jump in a taxi, and you can put all your wet stuff in here, wetsuits, everything like that. Keep all the sand and salt away from things. So would highly recommend that. It's a so it serves those two purposes, and that's the Andy's quality camping product. So I'd say yes, it is quality for what it is. So I'll put that to one side, and getting there. It really is the TARDIS. Okay, yes, this is just a rash vest, very warm, very handy. I often wear it windsurfing, but if I don't, you can just wear it as a normal top, and that's very handy. Long sleeve there. Yes, okay. Battery pack lasts for three charges at least. This one's made by Anchor, and I can use the same lead that I use for my mobile phone charger over there. So that's very handy indeed. What do we got? Yes, back to the scenario of having to sleep rough essentially on a beach where you can't find accommodation. Ski socks. So there you go. Very useful. I think ski socks are very good for surviving. And now we're again on the survival theme, and that is sleeping out on a little blow-up mattress. This thing's tiny. It just does your torso. Your legs just are out on the floor. But I think there's something to be said for just keeping your body off the ground. They say, army friend told me this, you can take it or leave it, but if you had a blanket, just one blanket to sleep out, it would be better to put that underneath yourself than over the top, to save yourself absorbing the cold from the ground. Well, that's what this does. And this is another, I think this is a Mountain Warehouse special. 1.2 litres packed, 360 grams. So there you go. And I mentioned that 4 Class, that's the brand. You can always send me a message if you want more details. And a little blow-up pillow. So this thing is great for the same reason. I can't sleep without a pillow, personal thing, but just blow it up and off you go. Likewise with the mattress, you don't need a pump. And good to keep your head off the ground if you're sleeping out. And finally, or nearly finally, what else? Yeah, just I've always bought the ones with a single mold so they can't be pulled off, and these are just standard flip-flops. I can also tie them to the back of the board if I've run out of space in the bag. So there you go, can't do without your flip-flops when you're on holiday or cruising, whatever. And what else? My favourite. There you go. last but definitely not least, these beauties, well, what I actually do is keep them up my sleeve. So there you go. Just like this. And I've learned to be able to windsurf and take them out and have a little snack on the go. So onboard snacks, what more could you want? And that is it. Those are all my secrets. Now you've got them. And comes highly recommended. Any questions, any thoughts, anything you think is ridiculous, lacking, superfluous, just pop it in the comments and I'll be very keen to know what you think.